Hi, this is Military Modeller Paul with an update on my TAMIYA Tiger 1, the Commandant Otto Carius. Anyway, Otto Carius, the commander of the tank, is 217, the vehicle. And it will be painted in just basic sand because that's the colour the vehicle was at the time when Otto Carius was in service with it. So anyway, so this kit number is item 35202. A really nice kit, it's TAMIYA. So it goes together quite nicely. I've done some mods obviously and used the decals that the TAMIYA don't provide, you have to buy extra, for the Zimmerit, which works out really nice. It is tailored to the kit, so it does work really well. The only thing is you've got, even on the mantlet, there's loads of little joints, so they need to be dealt with, and I used TAMIYA putty, which is this one, which once you put it on there, sorry, that's better. Once you put it on there, you can actually use cellulose thinners to actually make it smooth. So you can actually feel it in it, and say it smooths into the joints and makes it look as if the Zimmerit is actually basically one piece. So that's good. So that's what I did on the mantlet. When I have a closer look at that in a minute. So let's have a little run and turn it. I'm not going to switch it on. It's easier to actually do this. And I'm going to go up to 2 levels. This is the first level. So you're going around. As you can see, she's virtually got all the cables on the side. I didn't use any cable photo etch because I looked at it and I thought, you know, that's not too bad, so I'm going to stick with that. I could have just put the photo etch brackets on and said no, cable weren't there, but on this particular vehicle I think it was there. I think I saw a photograph with the sight on one side, so that's okay. Round the back, you can see all the well, you've seen all this is in place before in the last previous update, because this is update 2 I believe. And in the back you can see some holes, and I'm going to zoom in slightly on that so you can see it, and then I'll have to go back again. And then I'm going to drop it down a fraction. There you go. You can see some tracks underneath it. That's actually sitting on its tracks, but just to save me mucking about with any jars, and it gives it good support as well. And you can see basically, where's my little pointy stick? Get it here. These holes, got 3 there, 2 there and 1 on the other side. Just basic, a little bit of damage, shock damage, and you can see as it's curved up as the metal melted as a bullet went through. And they actually come off, so I can deal with the painting of these parts in there, the exhaust itself. So these come off. These have been heavily thinned, as I might have mentioned before, but heavily thinned, but they do come off. And so that's nice. The jack's there. I haven't got the starter ramp there, but I've put the brackets in place, and I may put it in or may not. I might leave that just laying on the engine deck where they've just started. I've left it up on the top floating around, but I don't know yet, but we'll see. But I've seen a couple of vehicles where the brackets were there and it's actually missing, so they might have even put it into the actual, well, so you can't see that there, into the actual storage tub. I doubt it, but there you go. So this is the old jacks up in the air, and that's the way it is on the vehicle, or you will see it up there. So basically it's permanently there. Fire extinguishers in the back of the engine deck, you can see. So she's the Zimmerit went on really nice, as you can see all the way around. And I've got a bucket which I may use for this kit. Oh, here it is. And this one, because you see a lot of Tigers with buckets hanging on the back. You may not use it, may use it on something else, but or on the Storm Tiger later on. So, or even on the Bird Panther, which is the recovery vehicle. I've got one of those to build from Attack on. Anyway, so here we go. Carry on round here. Sorry about the shine in this, because that is the actual decal. Of course, once you paint it, it disappears. So I'm going to zoom back out now because you're not quite seeing so much. Put it back up a bit. Right, this wheel here is me. I've cut it off, and you might just see just a little bit there. And the good thing about that is I've actually got, it allows me to get the wheel nearest the rear idler in place easy by slotting it in behind and gluing it. And then the other one I've actually modified with these, and I'll show you what I mean. Whoops. With a little white peg like that, so once the other one's in, this slots into place and still holds it. So that's the rear wheel. So that's the reason for that. So that's okay. I won't show you the wheels because I think I might have mentioned them last time. But anyway, so they've all been done. Carry on around here. No tools on this side because there wasn't. And carry around. You see the Zimmerit now. On the turret you can see the Zimmerit there. I've actually used that putty I showed you earlier on, filled the holes from the inside the turret, and I've still got a small indentation there which I'm going to deal with. I'm doing that a bit, and once I've got little indentations there, so I need to get rid of those. I was a stupid devil, because what I did is I forgot about the holes for the Tamiya tracks, which I didn't want to use, and I forgot to plug the holes in the first place with some plastic rod. If I'd have done that, I wouldn't have worried, and then this Zimrit would have gone over the top of it and it would have noticed. But that's hey-oh, that's life. If you notice these things after you've started it, after you've done it, so never mind. That won't take too long to do. Let's do it a couple of little coats for that. There you go, coming around and to the front. Now the front has got one mud guard missing, the front guard I'm missing, and that is exactly as it is in the actual photograph, so I've replicated that, and this one is complete on this side, so therefore it just looks the part on that, in that way go. I've removed, not putting the lamp on the front because in the picture that's missing, but the bracket's there, but all I have done is put a plug where the actual front lamp would have plugged into it, and to cover to stop the dust and mark getting into it, because I'm presuming when they put it out they won't want the terminals left unprotected, so they've got a cap that goes in there. That's what I'm presuming, and I think I've seen it in a couple of photographs, so that's what I've done it. Right, so what I'm going to do is switch off and we're going to go to the top now, looking down a bit. So here we go, see you back in a minute. Right, we're back with part 2 of this. Here we go. So you can see the bit more of the equipment on the top. I'm going to zoom in onto the top and see how that's, hopefully it's nice and slowly. Well, not too slowly. I'm going to move it slightly there. And I think you can see now with all the details. And I'll move the turret anyway, because she does move. And I think you can see the actual Zimrit on the front turret mantlet. It come on, oops, so it's moving, all moving now, isn't it? That's typical. On the front mantlet, you can see it's really nice. It works really nice. There we go. And you can see my bit of patching up, but that's all going to be smoothed up. Once you've got paint on it, I don't think you'll notice it too much. Anyway, you can see what I've done with the bracket. You can see whoops, you can see that there and there. It's got a white little plug in there. I've used photo etch clamps for all the tools. Even used it for the bar. I think you can see it down there. There you go. The actual what do you call it? Crowbar that goes on the back here. I'm going to be putting butterfly nuts on these. I haven't done it yet, but that's my only thing I've got to do before painting and finishing off those little bits of blemishes on the other side of the turret like you've got there. It looks like a small one there as well, so oh, that's a bit of black. That's okay, it'll come off. So yeah, so the jack block was done and everything. These actually come off, and I've got some clear periscopes that actually come from another kit, and I found them in the spares box. And I had the right number to do up here, and they fit on the Commander's Carrot, and I definitely had the ones that fitted these two hatches perfectly, and also fits oh, you can't see it, the turret top periscope as well. So there you go. If I come out, yeah, it's it's getting near completion. I forgot how far I got on it. That's the funny bit about it. So there you go. If I do that and bring it back up slightly, there you go. So on the turret, this one here, this periscope here, place here, if I turn that back, this periscope place here, basically I've got one that goes in there. The same size that fits these two hatches fits up there lovely and all, so that's going to make it look a bit more perspex. See, I'm going to do my normal trick like I did on the Jekyll, the Striker, sorry. I'm actually going to spray them silver, then spray semi-gloss black, and then basically let it dry and not to wait too long, and then clear the periscope sections off with clear glass. The only thing is I won't be putting any reflective protection because he didn't have them. And I may even spray first a bit of clear Tamiya green, I'm not sure, or just leave it clear. Some of the vehicles you see, and they may have that tint, but when you look in the museums and they're inside, they just look like clear glass. It could be because they've been renovated. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give a bit of reflection there anyway, so that's okay. I might just put a little bit of green on it to give it that little touch of reflection. I've already got clear behind this bit here, but I'll be spraying that to make sure I don't get anything in there, because there's clear in there as well. And there is clear, I'm sure there is, yeah. So anyway, so that's it. So I'm going to come a bit further around, as you see the back a bit more from the top. Coming back round, get round to the back end, let's come in a bit closer to that. If I do that, right, here we go. If I come in nice and slowly, I'll go down a bit, there you go. On this basically you can see how thin that is. They do really look thin. They was chunky when I first got them. What on there, it all looks very scruffy, but to be honest, once you've painted it, it's not going to notice too much. And if there's anything left, you can actually put a bit of damage on the turret if you want to, but there wasn't too much on there. So I'm quite pleased with the way things go. And the photo etch looks nice as well, which is a nice thing about it. On the turret, if I put it up slightly, You can see the clasps. These clasps are actually clasps. I haven't put a padlock on because I'm leaving mine loose, so basically the crew can flick the tab up and get into the hatch straight away. They most probably would have put a padlock. Whether they would have padlocked all four is possibly true if it was left alone for a while. But I would have thought you would want to get in and out of that tub pretty quickly if you wanted your stuff. Anyway, so there you go. So that's that bit. Get a bit more light on it, I suppose. It'd be better. There you go. So anyway, so that's that bit. It's not the right colour, must be. It looks a bit, just doesn't look yellow like it should do. I think the old thing's gone off. Hold on. Well, part 3, this is really the end of it really, just to say that this is as far as going. The next job is to get her in primer once I've done those butterfly nuts and what is it? Yeah, just the butterfly nuts really on the actual tow cables are on the top either side of the vehicle. So that's it really then. So I'm going to call that the end of this update, and hopefully you'll see next week sometime you'll see the tank in primer. Just a little bit of news on what I'm building next. I'm actually going to be building my Bond car, obviously, because I've said that as part of a floor rebuild. But I'm also, once that's finished, or when I've, because that can be done one day a week, and it'll still be finished in time for the build, because it does runs till December. After this vehicle's finished, my Compose Rose, HMS Compose Rose, will be back on my desk, and I'm going to start working on that again, just to see if I can move her a bit further along. She needs a bit more work. There's quite a bit to do still, but I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that again. So that I'll be clearing my bench and getting her back on there. So thank you. So that's what I'll be doing. So I've got loads of Tigers tanks to build, so there's plenty of those to come, and the odd few cars and a few aeroplanes as well. But I thought I'd get the Compose Rose back on the bench and start tidying up and getting her moving along. So that's what I'm up to now. So thank you very much. So next update, this will be the Tiger will be in primer. So this is the Otto TAMIYA Tiger 1 Otto Carius build, and it's the mid-production version, which is basically his second Tiger after the one I did in 1/16 scale, which was the early production. Right, so with the dustbin lid hatch at the top. So thank you very much for watching, and sorry for waffling on a bit, and I'll catch you on the next one. Happy modelling. Remember, modelling is meant to be fun, so enjoy.